Having trouble which heroes to pick? Worry not. I am here to rank every assassin in MLBB so that you have an easier time in your lobby. Note, all the heroes that I am ranking are newbie friendly and solely based on my opinion. I will be ranking every assassin and use a category to eliminate them, and at the end of the video, the best hero will be standing. So this is going to trigger a lot of you, but I am going to put Alucard, Silong, Yin, Benedetta, and Paquito in the fighter tier. These guys have too much sustainability and spends too much time in team fights. As an assassin, your job is to kill the enemy damage dealer as quickly as possible, not join the team fight. And I am not saying that these are bad assassins, I am just saying that they are better fighters than assassins. So I'm going to put all of them in the fighters tier, and I am also going to put Arlott here because he's a tank. Now we have Leslie. She is a great marksman that can poke enemy heroes to death, and also has great mobility and passive, but she lacks an important component of an assassin, which is she lacks burst damage. She takes too long to kill an enemy and is more of a marksman than an assassin, so I am putting her in the lowest tier. Natalie, she is the hero made to kill only marksmen. All her skills, including her passive, is meant to kill marksmen. Her second skill also makes her immune to basic attacks. But she is too focused on killing only marksmen that she is easily countered by other heroes, making her a type-limited hero, so I am putting her in the Wolverine tier. Yi Sun-shin is a very difficult guy to play. His passive is also very difficult to activate. He only has one mobility skill and is prone to CC. His ultimate is pretty good, but everything else about him sucks, so I'm also going to put him in the Wolverine tier. Hanzo, he is very efficient at jungling and can take down tanks very easily, but he lacks any mobility in his normal form. His ultimate is good. Can attack from a safe distance, but he can't keep it last for very long, and once the enemy has located the real body, he is done for. I would recommend him to kill slow and tanky heroes, but otherwise, he is bad pick. So I'm gonna put him in the Wolverine tier. Selena. She has high mobility, and her ultimate lets her get a new set of skills immediately. She can go from a defensive mage to an offensive assassin just by using her ult. One combo from Selena is all that is required to take down any enemy. But if you miss the target, you will fail to take the enemy and you will be the one being targeted. She is vulnerable to CC and is bad at team fights. So I am going to put her the Wolverine tier. Joy. Her skills allow her to dash between enemies and escape tricky situations, while also helping her to chase down enemies. But it has been forever since she had a revamp, and her damage won't even hurt a fly. Her ultimate gives her mobility, but that's it. She is bad at jungling and easily gets caught by the enemies. She really needs a revamp, so I am going to put her here. Kadita. She is more of a mage than an assassin, but since she is classified as an assassin, so I am putting her in the list. Her ultimate is the only skill that does serious damage to the enemy, just like any other assassin. She has a skill for escaping and a skill for making the enemy airborne. She is overall an excellent assassin by the standards, but her ultimate can be dodged quite easily, and she is too squishy, even for an assassin. Her passive heals her, but she needs to deal a lot of damage to activate it, making it a risky move. On that basis, she deserves to be in the Wolverine tier. Karina. She has great mobility, burst damage, and can jungle extremely fast due to her passive. She can level up very fast and roam around the map very easily. Her first skill can block basic attacks, and her ultimate can instantly cool down if you are able to execute the enemy. But in terms of other performance, she is countered easily and can't compete with other assassins. This is due to her lack of complexity, which means she will have less combos and tactics to use, so I will put her in the John Wick tier. Amon. He is able to roam effectively and poke the enemies using his skills. He can invade enemy jungle with minor risk due to his passive and skills. He can also take down tanky enemies even though he is an assassin. He has high mobility, burst damage, and can escape or chase down enemies. But in order for his ultimate to deal damage to the enemies, he needs to stack it first, which puts him at a disadvantage. He will need some time to stack his ultimate, which will give the enemy enough time to deal with him. He is difficult to play, so I will recommend this only to veteran players. I am putting him in the John Wick tier. Hellcurt. He has high mobility and can regen health just by hiding from the enemies. His first skill can be used to escape or chase enemies, and once he has unlocked his second skill, he can burst down enemies easily. His ultimate can obstruct the vision of enemies, not only benefiting him, but also his teammates. But he lacks burst damage that can instantly kill a target, making him less of an assassin and more of a roamer. His ability to regen and move around the map fast makes him more of a roamer than an assassin. So I'm gonna put him the John Wick tier. Hayabusa. He has the best blink mechanism in the game, and his passive can stack to deal extra damage. His ultimate makes him invincible and non-targetable, which helps deal damage to enemies without taking risk or escape tricky situations. He is highly complex to play, which makes him open for many tactics and combos. He is a ninja, so I'm putting him the ninja tier. Fanny. She is the hero with the highest mobility in the game, allowing her to get from one corner of the map to another in a few seconds. She can chase down enemies with ease and can escape from them without any problem. She becomes OP from level 2 itself, making her one of the most powerful early game heroes. She has great mobility and burst damage, but she is limited to how much she can use it because she runs out of energy very quickly after the nerf. She's very difficult to play even for veteran players and can be hard to master, so I am putting her in the ninja tier. Ling. He is the hero with the second highest mobility in the game. All of his skills are considered as basics attacks and can sustain a bit. His ultimate makes him invincible, which can be used to exit deadly situations and enter a team fight. He is well balanced and is famous in the meta nowadays. He is pretty difficult to pult master, so I am putting him the ninja tier. Lancelot. He can dash between the enemies and can clutch in intense team fights. His damage increases as he dashes and can do well against most CC due to his second skill and ultimate making him invincible. The only problem is he takes too long to kill a target and is very complex to play, so I'm putting him here. Guzheng. He is the favorite hero of many ML players. This is due to his ability to do many freestyles, which means that he has a lot of combos and tactics which you can use to defeat any kind of enemy. He is great at chase enemies, but not the same can be said about escaping from them. He's not beginner friendly, so I am putting him in the ninja tier. So the first hero to be in the Terminator tier is Nolan. This is because he has high mobility, which helps him engage and disengage battles quickly. He has high burst damage, and his passive can be paired together with Blade of Heptases to deal explosive damage to the enemy right from the beginning. His second skill is a blink skill, and it has a cooldown of 1 second, which gives him great mobility.
How disappointing.
So the next hero that deserves to be in the Terminator tier is Harley. He has the best blink skill in the game. It allows him to surprise enemies or escape from them if required. When paired with Luo Yi's ultimate, enemies can never touch him. He also has a great passive. It increases his attack speed and reduces the enemy's magic defense. This is great because it works really well with his ultimate. Although his ultimate doesn't instantly kill the target, magic defense reduction makes it worth it, making enemies feel despair as they wait for their doom. He is a great hero for newbies, and I highly recommend it. Now, for the final hero that deserves to be in the Terminator tier is Saber. A lot of you already knew Saber was going to be in the top tier. He has great CC and mobility and is always in the meta. He has a great passive for reducing the defense of enemies and can instantly burst down enemies in a matter of seconds. And when paired with Skypiercer, he becomes a nightmare. He is an assassin that can counter any other assassins. His ultimate stuns the enemy midair, making their chances of escaping to 0. He is easy to play and is a great choice for newbies. He works well against any hero and clearly is the best assassin in the game.